Hey man, it's Mon from the Smoke Battle. I just skipped class with the progress report. Westside.
The progress report.
All right, what's going on? It's your girl, Lala Shepherd. This is a special 420 edition of Skipping Class presented by the Progress Report. Who am I speaking with today?
Hey man, you here with Mon, Money or Nothing, aka Smoke Battle Boss.
For sure, man. Welcome to the platform, man. We got a chance to, get introduced to my people's Piehead Genius.
Big salute to Pieheads.
Yeah, we met at your event, man. So I thought the event was dope. It was a pretty much all you can smoke networking event. So definitely, man, welcome. Let us know, what is the Smoke Battle?
The Smoke Battle is at its root. It's us coming together to smoke at the end of the day. It's bringing your weed with my weed. It's representing, make sure you standing on what kind of weed you smoking. Like if we had a cypher right now, we'll have a smoke battle because it'll be whatever weed you got, whatever weed I got. It's an unconscious thing. But the actual brand of smoke battle started as a podcast. So we was interviewing a lot of the people in the cannabis space. 2020, during the pandemic, we created, well, it was already created, but we started actually reaching out to people. It was a little easy to get people in the studio and record a lot of the people in the cannabis space that was here in Atlanta, like DJ Teflon, one of our first people we interviewed.
Dope.
Shout out to Teflon, he's been supporting since day one. A lot of people, man, just different cannabis entrepreneurs or people who had their own thing in cannabis. We was fucking with them, we was interviewing them. So that's how we built our rep up into getting into the event space.
Nah, respect, man. Yeah, definitely, man. A dope thing when you start a brand, it can go in so many directions too. So that's cool that y'all was able to do other things with it. What's your preferred type of smoke? What you like?
Honestly, I like candy and gas. Like whoever can come up with that the perfect way, that's gonna be my. Cause I mainly mix my weed, so I like rolling two strands together. So I don't really have no one way. Like I'm gonna put two weeds together just so I could just taste better. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But right now, 93 Supreme is in my stash for sure. I keep it with the hood too. You see what I'm saying? I don't fuck with everybody in the hood, but the real ones in the hood who got real weed, I'm definitely gonna tap in. You know what I mean?
Nah, for sure. What's your rules when you smoke? I know some people, Currency, a couple of other folks be like, man, that's my blunt. I ain't passing the blunt, and
that's like shout out to Currency because he right. When you get to that level of smoking weed, you don't want to pass your weed. You know what I mean? But I don't mind letting somebody hit the blunt. You know what I mean? But I'm a big fan. After I pass you the blunt, you can have it for real. You can have that motherfucker.
I dig that. Oh, when you said levels, speaking of Currency, what did you mean by levels of smoke?
Because okay, I'm glad you brought that up. Because in cannabis, you got levels. It's a hierarchy. Shit, just like the rap game or anything else. Shit, and you got guys who what I consider to be strand stars. Shout out to LB because he created that term. LB from Runts created the term strand star. He to me was the first example of a strand star. Marley is a strand star from Shark Lotto. Big salute the big shark. You know what I mean? JR the director from Real One. That's a strand star. So it's like, obviously Currency is a strand star. We is a strand star. Like when you get to that level, you can start to kick some different shit. You see what I'm saying? And people can accept it. That's what I mean. Without it being obnoxious or just being like arrogant.
I see that. I get it.
So he is on the level. Yeah, you gotta give niggas they props.
Nah, for sure. What age did you start smoking and recall your first time ever getting high?
I started smoking when I was 12. My homeboy, he was a year older than me. Shout out to Chris, man. He was bad as hell. He had older siblings. Like I'm the oldest in my house, but he had older siblings, so they was smoking and doing shit. So he just. One day I was into sports and shit like that. But I not to take away like a nigga was square. My whole family trappers. So it's like I come from all that. But at this time, I wasn't thinking about smoking. I was trying to hoop, you know what I mean? But bro was like, man, hit the blunt, man. Come smoke with me. Couldn't roll. I didn't know how to roll. He barely knew how to roll. We weren't old enough to buy no blunt. So we had to get somebody to go get us a blunt. He got the weed from his sister. So she had the weed. So, but nah, I was 12 and we smoked, and it was like that day. Only thing I remember doing was just listening to music. That's all we kept doing. He had that. His dad had like them big ass CD books. So it like, we just kept listening to all. He really was putting me on music. Like, you know me, I'm born and raised in Atlanta, so I'm a South nigga, you know what I mean, music wise. So he was putting me on different type of music. Method Man, Red Man, goddamn, cannabis. I mean, the real cannabis, you know what I mean? Can I Bust, you know what I mean? The rapper, you know what I mean? A lot of shit. He put a nigga on shit. Real hip hop, I can say that. So my first weed experience meshed me with real hip hop.
That's hard. That's hard. You know, just being from Atlanta, man, just so much culture wrapped into one, like, you know, cannabis, fashion, music, everything.
Facts.
So, you know, talk about how Atlanta just influenced you to do what you do too.
That was a powerful question because, like, on some real shit, Atlanta influenced everything I do. Like you said, fashion, goddamn, like, hey, man, I'm feeling real goddamn Kevin Garnett-ish, you know what I mean? Big ticket vibes, you feel me? So, I don't know, Atlanta is everything to me. That's why, like you said, being from Atlanta in the cannabis space, it's a lot of work.
I bet.
You know what I mean? It's a lot of work. I ain't gonna sit up here and cap. I ain't gonna put no extra on it. It's easy work, but it's a lot to do. You know what I mean?
Okay, well, talk about the barriers to entry then, because, you know, I asked Marley that, or just anybody with, you know, a platform such that y'all have, because, you know, I know it's not easy. I know people that's doing shit, California and stuff, so, you know, being here, talk about some of those barriers to entry.
Man, big shout out to Marley, cause he kicked the door down. You know what I mean? Marley, like I say, Marley, JR, director, ton of ATL, Chief Lemonade with the, oh man.
I like his lemonades.
Yeah. These are guys are not just with brands. These were guys who was pioneering, pushing the envelope in Atlanta. You know what I mean? And they, you know, I studied them and I got up under them. These are my homies, you see what I'm saying? Respectable, you know what I mean? Colleagues. But I personally, in the smoke battle, we don't sell weed. We're like the sports center for cannabis.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like, we gonna tell you if your shit good. We have no affiliation or alliance to nobody in cannabis, period. Our love and our connection is to the plant and the community. As long as we can make sure people have good weed and quality, you know what I mean, from quality brands, like we select brands. We don't just let anybody come to our events. We don't do that. You know what I mean? It's a process, you know what I mean? I don't need your vendor fee. I'm gonna pop it. I'm gonna let it be. No, I don't do that. You know what I mean? I ain't here to come take nobody money, you know what I mean, and don't bring enough people out. Every event we do, every event we do now bring out 500 plus. But we started out with 30 people, 20 people. You see what I'm saying? 2 years ago, we was at a pizza bar in the West End, brought out 30 people, and that felt good. So when I bring out my last event that you came to, it was 1,000 people on count. 998 to be exact. Shit.
Yeah, nah, it was definitely fully loaded, man. A lot of, you know, big people there too as well, notable folks, artists, you know, because I noticed a lot of artists get into that industry as well. So it was real dope to see. And what do you think it was that made y'all grow and y'all keep growing?
Honestly, I think that we keep it for the people. Like, respectfully. I know a lot of people do pop-ups or events or whatever they call them, you know what I mean? But we don't really focus on the artists, honestly. Like, artists, I'm from Atlanta, so a lot of these artists I already know. So they homies, they coming through. They know we bringing out real brands and real people with the real shit. So it's like, I try not to focus on artists, but they organically come on their own. Shout out to Parlay. Shout out to, man.
Shout out to God, I was there.
Shout out to God. That's my, like you said, that's like family. Like a lot of these guys, man. Big shout out to my motherfucking bro though, via Debt for winning Battle of the Bud. We had a cannabis competition. We first in Atlanta cannabis competition. Battle of the Bud, ATL versus New York. We had Euro V from New York. He's big time in the cannabis space. So he do what I do in New York. You know what I mean? So big shout out to Euro V, but he brought brands from New York, and I had brands from Atlanta, and we had judges. It was some fire shit. You know what I mean? That happened last year.
That's tight. Hell yeah. You said VO Deck won.
Yeah, he brought the city home for the city.
Okay.
Yeah, he brought real Atlanta weed, and that's what people get it confused about Atlanta, whether it's. Let me educate some people. Atlanta is not recreational. It is medical. But the city of Atlanta is decriminalized. And I done been state to state everywhere fucking with their weed shit, you know what I mean? And the way how we kick it here, you would think that it's legal.
Facts.
Yeah, I mean, because when I go other places that's supposed to be recreational and all this, it ain't that, you know what I mean? And it'd be a lot of, you can't smoke here, you can't do that. I'm like, shit, in the city, but we find up. The only thing we do, we respect the police just for the sake of respecting them, but he might have to say, put your blunt out.
Yeah, Atlanta different.
Facts. Facts.
For sure. Which place you like going to and smoking the most though? Like somewhere where it is legal, but you might have to go somewhere where you gotta not be in a public, like a Cali or a Denver, or do you prefer, smoking somewhere like out here?
Nah, man, I just recently went to Boston. Shout out to
I fuck with Boston.
Oh, Boston shit. I ain't gonna lie. Boston shit. Boston might be shitting on everybody with the weed. I ain't lie. But yeah, I like Boston. I like Boston a lot because it's like being from Atlanta, being the black mecca, and you so much surrounded by black people with the cannabis, and there's so much competition with this shit. To go up there, and it's predominantly white and progressive, a nigga will win up there. That's all I tell anybody. You know what I mean? If you really from the city or you really from somewhere else, go to Boston, man, and grind. Don't think you're gonna go there and just swag it out, because it ain't gonna be like that. You gotta really be from the culture. They gotta really feel it. Gotta smell it on you. You gotta really know what you know about weed. You can't just be no nigga that think, oh, I'm finna just go to Boston and turn up. Nah, they already got brands up there. You know what I mean? Shout out to Harbor House when they took care of me up there. For real, for real. Shout out my guy Conscious. Grower. I got real people up in Boston that's really fucking with the smoke about it and our brand, for real, for real.
That's hard. Okay, so what's your response to people that be like, man, Atlanta ain't got no good weed?
My true answer is, I'm gonna give you two answers. If you say that, you weren't in Atlanta. Because anybody who in Atlanta know you got Atlanta and you got Georgia. So you might was in Georgia and there wasn't no good weed. That ain't got nothing to do with nobody in Atlanta, because anybody in Atlanta, they tapped in, whether they from somewhere else or they here. They will vouch and be like, well, where you went? That's the first thing they gonna say. Where you go? Oh, I was in Cobb County. You fucked up. Oh, I was in Woot Woot. You fucked up. You have to tap in. Atlanta is, in the cannabis space, I would say that it's a real, if you know vibe, for real, for real. Because if you don't know, it's the regular Atlanta shit. You gonna get hustled, finesse, scammed, all that. So how you gonna knock a nigga for selling you some bullshit weed because you ain't know who you is or what you got going on?
Nah, that's facts.
It's a hustle here,
For sure. And okay, so how would a new smoker know if you got some good weed versus some bullshit?
In my opinion, all sprayed on weed is bullshit. So.
What is?
Sprayed on weed. All weed that's sprayed, that's pushing all this, that they pushing right now, you know what I mean? Banana pudding, that ain't it, man.
Not banana pudding.
All that shit, real weed. I've been smoking weed since 1999, so I know Train Wreck, Master Kush, Blue Dream, all the way up to the Zanel, even regular, you know what I mean? The mid days. That shit, when you smoking real weed, is that within the first 3 hits, in my opinion, all weed, if I can't feel it in that first hit, I don't think it's it. But I might give you a second hit, just hit that bit one more time, this some good weed. I might have missed it just because I'm already high. But nah, it don't take long. You got some bullshit weed, you been on smoke the whole blunt, and you get up, you stand up, and you ain't feeling like that shit. You know what good weed is.
Nah, that's real. Is it a thing, is being too high?
Yes. I can make a confession. I also have another show I got called A Stoner's Complaint, and where I had people call in or send their complaints about they bad weed experience. And we can bring it back. Maybe might partner up and bring that shit back. It's just I need more people to give stories. You know what I'm saying? But my own personal story, I was just too high at Red Martini, and I was passed out on the goddamn intersection. Like,
nigga.
Like, I was just too high. And the girl said, y'all need to get him home. He's sleepy. He tired. I'm like, baby, I ain't tired. I'm high. I'm literally high. Just too high.
Weak as fuck,
I ain't
man.
lying.
No,
And
I
you know what Red Martini, anybody who know Red Martini.
I fuck with Red Martini. It's a player spot, chill. So you on the couch just sleep.
Get caught.
I'm weak as hell. Yeah, you gonna get caught in Red Martini.
I could hide that.
You could. It be like that, man.
Yeah, I was smoking all day. Like, I'm one of them people. I'm a 10 blunt a day type nigga. 5 minimum.
Wow.
2 on a, busy day. If I smoke 1 blunt in a day, that means I was super busy. I was extremely busy, and I earned that blunt at the end of the day or in the middle of the day. Like, so
that's real.
For real. You gotta earn your blunts. That's the new motto in 2024. Earn your motherfucking smoke. Stop thinking you supposed to pull up somebody's spot and smoke. Stop thinking you supposed to just have blunts or you got weed. Man, earn your smoking, man. Go to work. Go earn it. Go do something. You know what I mean? Stop sitting around just smoking all the time.
I did that. What's your plans for 420?
What we doing for 420 on the 19th, we got out, with the Smoke Battle, we coined doing events on Friday. All our cannabis events be on Friday. Shout out to DUI, big brother, you know what I mean, in the cannabis space here. He's a very much a leader in this space, you know what I mean? He started this shit. He started with Sunday service. So we had a mentor, rest in peace, Vince. He brought us together and started, telling us how we had to start working together, because he knew that what we were doing. But I knew I could never clash on his day. So while bro had the Sundays on lock, everybody else in the cannabis space was doing shit on Saturdays. So I'm like, shit, Friday wide open. I'm like, and I just, peeked the Friday movie and we just ran with. We like, every event we do is gonna be on Fridays. It's gonna be on the West Side. Like, that's, I'm all about, like, killing stigmas. You see what I'm saying? Nobody has events on the West Side. Nobody do nothing on the West Side, because guess what? It's the stigma of you gonna get this, that, what. But I'm a real nigga from the West Side, so my vouch is up. So we got security be at our events. We go deep with our shit. Like, a lot of niggas play, you know what I mean? But we taking shit serious. We get events, insurance. We do all that shit. Like, we let me say this, because I ain't mean to just get too off, but it like, we really put that bread down for the event. You know what I mean? We treat it the same way like trapping. We ain't getting fronted no venues. We ain't doing that. You know what I mean? My man H in the building, big shout out to H.
Sure.
You know what I mean? But he understanding, he fuck with me, and he know what I'm speaking of. A lot of people in these spaces be wanting you to front some shit to them and do it. Nah, nigga, you're an entrepreneur. Put your bread down.
For sure.
Let go. Shout out to Lala too, because I know what she doing. She putting that paper down to win. You see what I'm saying? So I don't really respect that coming in the cannabis space looking for somebody to front you a space, front you some vendors, front you this. No, I can look out, and I don't mind opening up my contacts. Like you said, I know what our database look like, from vendors all the way down to our consumers. We know where every consumer live at. We can send them merch. We send them shit. Physically send them shit. Text them. Contact. Call them. Hey, what's happening? They be like, hey, Mike, yeah, that's me. What's happening? Oh, man. About to come with the toll-free number, too. That's what we finna change the game on the cannabis space. Toll-free number.
Dope, man. I love it. I love the mindset.
You can't buy no weed from it. You can't order no weed. That type shit. So let's clear that up. You can just talk to us, kick some shit real, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could be smoking. Tell us what you're smoking on. Cool shit.
That's tight. I like that. A safe space for the community. That's cool. Well, I definitely can't wait to come to the next event, man. I had a great time at the last one for sure. So, our keyword here is progress. You done said the word progressive a few times. So what does our keyword progress mean to you?
Real motion. But you asked me something about what we doing for 420, and I kind of got off. But for 420, we having our event on the 19th.
Yes.
the actual, which is the pre-420. So everybody ain't got shit to do. The best way to start your weekend off, since 420 a weekend started out with the smoke battle. You know what I mean? It's gonna be in West Midtown, nice location. Outdoor market, gonna have like 30 vendors, food, nail techs, clothing line, everything. Like, we ain't just focusing on the, you know what I mean? We come with everything for this. But on the actual 420 day, we got our homie coming from Michigan, Slim with the pack. We gonna do like a.
Hey, that's the homie.
Oh yeah, that's my bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we gonna do some content with him, like giving like a 420 experience of just looking at it online. Like, everybody might don't know what the fuck be going on in Atlanta for 420. So us as a smoke battle, we gonna capture all the events. So
Dope.
we'll be at all the events basically for 420.
For sure.
We chose not to want to be a part of it for reasons that's kind of like, you know what I mean, out our reason that we would have put, because everybody asks us why we ain't doing this and why we ain't doing that, but shit have to make sense and people have to goddamn right in this cannabis space. I ain't gonna lie, in Atlanta, like, that's why I before I leave, I have to constantly salute Marley and JR, the director, man. Real Atlanta cannabis strand stars, real niggas, real Atlanta niggas who ain't trying to gatekeep. I'ma let it be known. Yeah, they ain't trying to gatekeep. They ain't trying to hold no nigga back. And they done put a lot of niggas on. Not saying like put on in no.
No, I know what you mean.
Yeah, like I have to say it because it's me speaking it.
Yeah.
Not saying like they put niggas on in the street. None of that shit. They put niggas on game. Through experience, through example, through seeing it. You like, oh, okay, I can do that.
Yep.
Shout out Swirls.
So what's your definition of our keyword progress?
Like I said, having real motion. To be progressive, you got to be really moving. You know what I mean? To be progress or to be going somewhere, you know, it's this word of motion. It's like, shit, you can be running in space, in the same spot. That ain't no motherfucking motion. You in the same place. That's why we ain't stuck in Atlanta. I represent Atlanta. I hold the flag up. I'm wearing the A hat. You know what I mean? But this shit gotta be everywhere. We progressing to shout out to St. Louis. We on the way to St. Louis. Like we tapping in and fucking with people all across the state with this smoke battle shit and not stamping it, because I don't want to use that word. I hate that word. For real. We're really like giving credibility to what you're doing.
Got you. Yeah, I like that. Nah, I love it. I think it's dope, man. You in a wide open territory and educating people about it, and it's a community of people that's already knowing what's going on, but it's a whole bunch of people that I'm sure would be interested to learn more. So
yeah, follow us on the smoke battle. You want to know where the real one? You know what I mean? Come to Atlanta. Come to the West. Shit, stop being scared. Come to the city. Stay out of Buckhead, because that's finessing capital. Like, why wouldn't a nigga finesse you? You from out of town. You come in Atlantis Mall, saying you look for real weed. A nigga like, oh, I got real weed. He done hit you with the CBD. Why wouldn't he do that? Why would he do that? I'm not mad at him.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm never mad at the finesse. Never.
That's
I'm
fine.
mad at you because you didn't tap in with us, Marley, Real One, and whoever you feel like would be vouching.
For sure. That's real, man. Well, I definitely appreciate you skipping class with me today.
For sure.
Until the
I
next
skipped
time.
class in school. I graduated with honor, but I still skipped class too.
It
Shit,
be like that.
Yeah.
It be like that, man. Well, until the next time, man, we out.
The Progress Report.